Welcome back, friends. It's Savage Sasquatch, and we are playing Bloodborne. We have defeated pretty much every boss listed outside of the ones that are in this area. This place is now burning, although it'll still let us go in, oddly. So, we're going to repair our weapon. Didn't need much. I also want to see if there's anything over here to purchase with any new items to purchase. Nope. We'll go ahead and purchase 4 more fire papers, just in case that's useful for the next. We've already got 9 bolt papers, but we've never even used one, so I'm sure they're very useful for some boss somewhere. We're going to take a look here and see what we can purchase. Let's see. Some of the things are pretty expensive here. We're going to hold on to our... You know what? No. We're going to dump this all into blood vials. So that way we know we're not going to run out. Probably... Well, no, we'll be fine. Okay. So, yeah, we defeated Murgo's wet nurse. That was like the thing guarding the baby. And she told us to go to the base of the great tree, and that Gehrman is waiting for us. So where is this great tree? Oh, this is opened here. We've never seen this opened. Okay, this looks almost like exactly like one of the areas at the end of Dark Souls 3 where you fight a boss. So that's comforting. Okay. It's very pretty, this whole field of white flowers, or lilies, or whatever they are. Alright, there's old Gehrman up there. I'm curious why that house is burning now. The fire looks great. Alright.
Good hunter, you've done well. The night is near its end. Now, I will show you mercy. You will die, get the dream, and awake under the morning sun. You will be free from this terrible hunter's dream.
Wow. This is ending altering. Bear with me as I take a look at this. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and refuse, which is going to trigger the fight with Gehrman. There is another thing that could be done, but we do not have all the items, nor can we get them. But let's see what happens here.
Dear, oh dear. What was it? The hunt? The blood? Or the horrible dream? Oh, it doesn't matter. It always comes down to the hunter's helper to clean up after these sorts of messes. Tonight, Gehrman joins the hunt.
Oh boy. I've told you your name is Gehrman. Looks like he's going to faster weapons, which signals that we might want to do the same. I'm not sure. We'll go ahead and drink up there. Alright, we'll match wits. That barely hurts. Oh boy. I didn't jump up. I tried to roll. We'll match weapon for weapon. Go boom. Die, Gehrman.
Well, long.
First try. prey slaughtered. Woo! Alright, guys. Now that is the boss, Moon Presence. To be able to fight Moon Presence, my understanding is we had to consume 3 of those 1/3 umbilical cords before we killed Gehrman. Which means, insinuates a successful attempt. Oh, well, that's horrible. I don't like that one bit. Is this going to be me now? Yep.
And so, the hunt begins again.
Wow. So, from reading up, like I said, if you get 3 of those umbilical cords, 1/3 umbilical cords, and consume them before the end of the fight with Gehrman, then you get to fight Moon Presence to get the true ending. I went and looked, and we missed the prerequisites to get that. Like, there's certain things that have to be done in a certain order for that to happen, and it's crazy, and I'm not necessarily thinking I'm going to go play through this again right now to see that. The other option was to accept Gehrman's offer, in which he slices your throat with his scythe, and then from there, you wake up with the sun on your face. So that one is, it's hard to tell if that's the true ending or if the true ending is the one with the umbilical cord or the one that we just did. They're all interesting endings. So with this ending, basically it brought us to a point where now we are the old hunter. We are the top one who has defeated everything, and we're basically waiting for the next top hunter to come and do the same thing, face the same exact challenges, and start the cycle anew. So anyway, that was a pretty epic game, and my understanding is we can still go in and do chalice dungeons to unlock new items and see maybe even new bosses. I have to read up on this a little bit, but we have finished the main storyline and defeated everything with in Bloodborne here, and so I'll go ahead and just do my review of it now as well. Bloodborne, it's absolutely fantastic. If you've played one of the Dark Souls games, then you know exactly what to expect. You're going to get top-notch production values. You know, you're going to have punishingly hard fights, although I honestly thought that this was one of the easier games that they've put out. Like, Gehrman was the last boss, and we one-shot him. I also one-shot the Wet Nurse, which was the next to last boss. So there were a number of things that we one or two shot, whereas Dark Souls 3, I had multiple bosses that I tried for an hour or more. So I feel like either I'm getting better at these games, or they made this one a little bit easier, which is weird because you don't have a shield as a crutch in this one the way you do in the Souls games. I absolutely loved the game. You know, anytime that From Software puts one of these games together where you have one of these big open worlds where, it's not an open world, but it's kind of a big circular world where each area is connected to most all of the areas are connected to the other ones in one giant conglomerate, and then you open up these shortcuts and it blows your mind that you've gone from, you know, the 15th area back into the first or second one. The level design is absolutely top-notch. This one, the atmosphere is it's a step beyond, I think, any of the Souls games, just because it's meant to be creepy and gothic and terrifying. There is a frightening factor to this, and I'm not saying that the Souls never had that, but just from the very beginning, you know, everything looks creepy, and it's supposed to have a horror aspect to it. The graphics are, up to this point, what From Software had done, is the absolute best they've ever done, and it might even be better than Dark Souls 3. Oddly, I think that this game was shorter than Dark Souls 3. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've still dumped some hours into this, but this might be the shortest one of their games that I've played, where, you know, I guess it probably rounded out somewhere around 20-ish bosses. I would have to go back and count, but I know Dark Souls, it's either 2, I think it was Dark Souls 2 had 30 bosses. So this wasn't quite as large of an undertaking, but don't get me wrong, that is no reason to avoid this. This is a top-notch game. Only a couple times did we ever hit any kind of hitches in frame rate. The graphics were awesome, but there was one place, I think it was in the lecture hall, where there were so many guys that everything slowed down to a crawl. And but outside of that, you know, everything was top-notch. Everything from lighting effects to just how crisp everything looks, and the world was beautiful in a creepy way. Not like pretty flowers beautiful, but in a just, gosh, like the blood-tinged sky, everything about it, like just little details. The audio was fantastic as well. I mean, just little audio cues would tell you what's going on. Like, I think nothing started terrifying me more once we hit about the halfway point of the game than hearing a bell ringer. Whether it's summoning a player or making guys come back to life, the bell ringers just, they brought terror. And there was a number of things that you would hear things going on, and you're listening for these audio cues, and the voices are well done. So it's a lot of fun to play, and it's got a faster pace than a Souls game. You know, you have to go all out as you're regaining your health. Let's see if there's something popping up here. Okay, so anyway, to me this is an absolute must-play if you're a fan of these hardcore games. It's not for everybody because of their difficulty. Like, while I said, you know, I didn't find this as difficult as the other games, I've known multiple people who said that they weren't able to finish this game. So, and these are people who have beat Souls games before, so it's by no means an easy game, and early on...
Good.
Oh, here we go.
All signed and sealed. Now, let's begin the transfusion. Oh, don't you worry. Whatever happens, you may think it all a mere bad dream.
And seeing this again makes you think that maybe it is all a dream, and if you let Gehrman kill you in the end, maybe that was bringing you back to the real world. But to do that, to escape, you had to conquer all obstacles. That's right. I forgot that's how this began. I've only been playing this game for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and I already forgot how this began. Interested to see what else. What were the things that popped up? I remember they were creepy. Oh, I have an idea. Is it the messengers? I think these are actually the messengers. Like, I was like, what the heck are these creepy things? And I believe these are the same messengers that you buy your items from.
You found yourself a hunter.
So this is New Game Plus. One can only assume how much of everything carries over. we have the umbilical cord? That's my question. Where is it? We might have... It might have taken it from us. Well, anyway, that's for another day to explore here. Like I said, Bloodborne is absolutely epic, and really, it was just a lot of fun. Always going in and exploring each new aspect of this world. You know, down to just those times when the world would expand and go so many different directions, and it would sometimes instill a sense of hopelessness because it all felt so much bigger than you, and then you hit these life-size bosses who could be difficult at times. You know, but you gather yourself, you figure out strategies, and then your successes are all the more better than they are in any other game, because you've literally had to work for them. You've had to best these challenges. Nothing's going to hold your hand. There are no gimmies. Some bosses are easier than others, but still, every checkpoint you get to, every boss that you defeat, is a victory. It's a feather in your cap. So I can't recommend this highly enough. If you're not a fan of this kind of game, then obviously, you know, steer clear, stick to the videos. But, you know, this brings back the old school challenge that you would find in those old NES 8-bit games. And it manages to bring it into a game in a way that's meaningful and impactful. And I absolutely love it. So, anyway, big fan. I would say I'm going to probably give this somewhere between a 90 to 95%. I would say it's a solid A minus. Graphical hitches, and it's not as long as some other Souls games have been. So, you know, I'm still going to judge it for what it is, not what it's not. But, you know, it still feels like it's a little shorter than what I had expected, honestly. Like, the world wasn't quite as grandiose and expansive, but it was wonderful nonetheless. So anyway, I hope you all enjoyed all of this. I may very well dive into New Game Plus here, or dive into the Chalice Dungeons soon. So keep an eye out for more videos on that to see more content. I'm going to research and find out like what the rewards are and if you see new things. And if so, I'll probably be bringing more of this action your way. If you want to see more of this, please leave it in the comments. And I typically try to communicate with you guys if you do leave me a comment. So please leave a comment to let me know. And anyway, as I said before, I hope you enjoyed it. Give us a thumbs up. Leave comments. Let us know what you guys are looking for, or if you enjoyed it. And by all means, hit the subscribe button so that way you can see whatever our next projects are going to be. I have a couple of things planned. Seeing as how we're in a little bit of a lull in the cycle for releases, I'm looking at Dark Souls 2, Scholars of the First Sin. It's been sitting on my shelf for, oh gosh, probably like 2 years at least, maybe 3. I'm not sure how old the game is, but I've had it since for a good while, and I've never even cracked the plastic on it. So, and that comes with all the DLC that I've never seen. So we might be diving into that. I'm also considering buying the DLC or the Season's Pass for Dark Souls 3, and if I do that, then we will come to you streaming a full gameplay, including all the DLC. So anyway, there's a lot to look forward to, and on top of that, we're going to have some other projects coming as well. So stay posted. Make sure to subscribe so you see whatever comes up next. And until next time, this is Savage Sasquatch from GamingReportCard.com, and I am out of here.